Welcome to a Doctor's Perspective podcast minisode. I mentioned we would start doing these, and what this is going to be, this minisode is me giving you a summary, the highlights of podcasts that I listen to. Now, it is something I should have been doing like 6 months ago because I kind of thought about it, and I was like, well, I don't really want to start another podcast, another website, and all that. And I just kind of let it go. And, I've always sort of recorded what I thought was important, like writing it down on OneNote so I can come back to it. Because sometimes you hear something, oh, that was a really good comment. That was a really good way to handle an insurance objection or something. And so, or a really good marketing tip. And then I write it down, but I don't, I could probably go through one episode like this with just a bunch of like really random topics like that. But the problem is I wouldn't know who to reference. And I would like to at least be able to reference the show that I got it from. So I might still do that. So this is what these minisodes are going to be. This is episode 1. And I just look back and I realize, like, dang, all the things that I have listened to over the past 2 years is widely diverse. And so pretty much what you're going to get, there's going to be some chiropractic, some marketing, some cash practice PT and dentist. You're going to hear maybe some random business topics that I listen to from some different shows. You won't hear anything really political, I don't think. So if you have any shows that you like or you would like me to review, please inform me, okay? That way I know what other people are listening to, and they're like, well, that was a really amazing one. Definitely you want to give the 3-minute shout out to that. So today, let's go with the Sig Run Show. And the episode is how to write your best copy. So she interviewed a wonderful lady who does copywriting and website design. And of course, she charges. And here was the thing. When you're first starting out in a new field, especially for like internet design, stuff like that, normally you're like, I want to charge $300, but man, I just don't have the confidence. Maybe it needs to be like $150. Okay. So you're getting your feet wet, and that's fine. You're just starting out, you get your feet wet, get comfortable charging these prices. And then as you go, you start increasing your price. And I think we could see that in a doctor's office. Like, you may not feel comfortable charging $50 for some service that other people are charging. So you just start less. Once you realize, like, wow, this benefits a lot of people. I'm getting more comfortable with my own money issues. And yes, it's time to start charging $50. And another option, you start charging per hour. And then you have these clients, you might have like a project and it's $1,000 project. You say, I want 50% up front and 50% when I finish. Well, apparently those who are in the business start realizing, people don't really always finish a project. So you almost never get paid the rest of it. Or then you finish it and you got to start chasing people because they weren't exactly happy with it, or they just didn't want to pay you that last bit. How people are. And so it can become a problem. So then she graduated into saying, hey, you know what? It's $1,000 and it's $1,000 up front. When I complete it is when I complete it. It's ain't a 5-hour deal. It's not a 20-hour deal. However long it takes me to finish it is when I'm going to finish it, and you're going to get a product and a result that you are excited for. And I like that idea too. And so I'm trying to figure out, how can you relate this to, a clinic that you have? And I already kind of did part of it. And I've mentioned before, there's lots of ways to charge people. You can charge them like as a case fee. I'm not a big fan of like these really high dollar, same for everyone. So if it's the same for everyone, to me, that's a problem. But if it's tailored to the person, I can get down with that. Maybe headaches are $6.95. Maybe sciatica is $13.95. Why? Because it's more complicated. There's a lot more going on. You got to do a lot more rehab with the low back than for the headaches. And then it's time-based, perhaps, where you're like, yeah, this would probably take a month. Well, how many visits should I come in? Let's do 2 or 3 times a week for 2 weeks, see how you are, reevaluate, and we'll kind of go from there. And if it takes longer, then it takes longer. Now, I haven't fleshed all of this out, of course, but the same goes for like services that you might offer in the clinic that are cash. Maybe you do some specialized physical therapy that insurance doesn't cover, or you don't want to be in insurance, or whatever. What's a good rate? What are you comfortable with? Could you charge $500 for this, or you're not comfortable with it, so that you're never actually, quote, convincing anyone that they need it? And I hate to use the words like that, but sometimes we know with the patient, they really need it, but they don't see the value in it. So how do you translate the value to them so they want to pay the fee that you want? So anyway, I think you get it. Hopefully it's got you thinking about things for your own practice and ways that you can be a little more strong in your pricing, or diversify the way, maybe you have a membership practice in some aspect, and you start increasing your rates for that or something. Or, maybe you do a 6-month plan instead of like a month-to-month plan, and that way you have them committed for a little bit longer for like a workout program. All right. As always, what's your thoughts? Hit me up on any of the social media channels at adoctorsperspective.net. I'm Dr. Justin Trosclair. We just went #BehindTheCurtain.